Hey everybody, we're Hath. Well, 3/4 of Hath. Frank, Greg, AJ. We're gonna read some questions.
Favorite tracks to play live?
For me, it's probably a toss-up between Swarm and Usurpation.
I'd probably say Swarm Usurpation too, but probably Usurpation more because it's not like 6 years old.
I really like playing the chorus of Swarm.
But just the chorus.
Just the chorus?
It's fun because I get to just play a drone for like a really long time. So I'm like, oh, it's a nice break.
Will your tone shift more progressive territories?
I guess it depends on what you classify as progressive. I mean,
I-
we're not gonna go like, we're not gonna start ripping out like Dream Theater tunes.
No, I mean, we kind of talked about that when we did the first EP. Me and you talked about like, hey, like I want to add like more kind of like off-time rhythms and this, that, and the third, and I don't think that we did, but we talked about it. I mean, I don't think it ever made it really into any songs, but our songs did seem to get a little bit more progressive in terms of the arrangements.
Yeah, I think it's less of a conscious thing. Like, let's write a progressive part. It's more like we just write the songs, and however they come out, they come out.
Yeah.
They might do that just because we might get bored playing the same old things. Want to do something more interesting. I don't know. Possibly.
What are your main influences?
Satan.
Yeah. I would have to imagine a lot of like straight up death metal stuff, like Nile and Bloodbath, and a lot of Opeth.
You probably listen to Taylor Swift more than we listen to metal at this point. Well, I know you used to do.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah.
On some days, yeah.
Yeah.
What were your influences in making of Rotten Ruin?
I mean,
guess
we
it-
wrote the album for like 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that there was one specific or a group of specific bands that influenced making
Were there
the
albums? Were there albums that we played?
I don't know.
on?
Well, after Hive came out, we got really into Cattle.
The Ocean dropped Palladium, and we played that a lot.
record. Yeah.
It kind of just was everything we were listening to over the course of that time. Like, I was really into the great old ones, and like Tribulation and stuff, but I don't think that influenced
That's true.
Yeah, I
any,
mean-
any songs.
Yeah, like there were things that I was listening to, but that I was really into, but it has nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Like, we were listening to like a bunch of Dillinger,
Yeah, that's true.
and nothing we did was
Yeah, it
influenced
came
by
out sounding
Dillinger
like
at all.
Yeah, I still play albums from like 20 years ago more than anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I was really influenced in Motion City soundtrack on this on this record.
If you're putting it into that context, like what bands or artists or whatever kind of like inspires us to make music, I would probably say for me, it's a toss-up between bands like ABBA, Pink Floyd, and Fleetwood Mac. Like, you listen to those songs and you're just like, how is anybody thinking of this kind of shit back in like the 60s and 70s?
Drugs.
Obviously, just drugs.
I was like, I
Drugs.
thought
ton of cocaine.
yeah, I was like,
Slayer, Nevermore, Type O Negative, like a bunch of dumb shit.
I don't really listen to a lot of metal. I mean, I listen to metal bands like Dillinger Escape Plan, Spirit Box, and Tool, and Opeth, and things like that. But normally, when I'm at home listening to music, I'm listening to like Thrice, Bayside, No Effects, like Teenage Bottle Rocket, like pop punk and punk bands, and Julian Baker. That sad boy shit. Any patch is going to be available.
Eventually.
Maybe
Hopefully by the time this video is posted, yeah, but if not, soon after.
Pete might be able to release his Kemper profile.
Oh, those kind of patches.
I don't know.
I was thinking like patches like for,
I don't know. It's not
Like for a
specific.
for a
vest.
jacket.
I don't know.
Yeah. Any amp patches for like profilers?
Oh.
Probably not. But
You're right. They
physical
probably
patches.
were talking about patches. The first thing I thought of was like
He meant Patches the Hyena.
Yeah. Or Patches O'Houlihan. Are we ever releasing him?
I would love to know your mic choices for the album's guitar tone.
2 SM57s and a Slate ML2 on 2 different guitar cabinets that were powered by 2 different guitar heads that were powered by 1 guitar. The long of it was there were many things that were acquired to that guitar tone. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking the whole signal chain to get the tone, It was Frank's PRS with you have a nail bomb in the bridge, right?
No.
You either have the bare knuckle.
It's been so long
Yeah.
that I actually forget which.
Regardless, it was a bare knuckle pickup in the bridge, and then My Jackson, which has an aftermath in the bridge, and then that went into the Lone Wolf Audio Bloodbath pedal, into a Horizon Devices Precision Drive, into a Boss NS2 to split the signal to go into a Mark V through a Mesa head, and an Orange Rock Reverb through an Orange cab, and two SM57s and a Slate ML2.
What's our tuning, and what string gauges do we use?
So we play 7 strings, 2.5 step down, but then the low string we drop down another step. So it's like
A flat,
A flat,
E flat.
A flat, E flat, A flat. Why am I blanking?
D flat,
G flat, B flat, E
E
flat.
Yeah.
From bottom to top.
And Greg's the same way, except without the high strings, but you play a 5-string bass.
Yeah, I play a 5-string bass. A flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat. I use 50 to... It's either a 130 or a 135. It's the Power Slinkies in like the deep purple pack. I want to say it's 50 to 135.
The gauge
Tens.
depends on the guitar because of the length of the neck and all. But for my PRS, I use the 11 to 52s with the
With a
70 on the low string.
Yeah. And with My Jackson, it's the 10 to
49.
46s.
Is it 46?
Yeah, 10 to
Yeah.
46 with,
With a
a 68. And I think Pete uses 10 to 52s with a 68 as well.
But the strings he uses are the ones that
For the
Strandberg
Strandberg,
sells.
yeah.
Because Pete plays a Strandberg.
Nerd.
Story behind the band's name.
God, there was a list of like what felt like 300
No,
potential names.
it was about 100 names.
Yeah,
Like 90 of them were really bad. And then out of the 10 that were all right, Hath was in there. And I really wanted Hath, and I bugged him about it a lot.
Yeah. We were like,
I was like, oh no, guys, really like Hath. I think it's a great one.
for me, after I saw it done in logo form, I was like, yeah, that I mean, like even just physically, it looks cool.
Yeah.
I just remember like reading the list and I'm like, none of these are like that great. Like none of them stood out.
I feel like names don't really matter that much. Like they only matter when you first hear about the band. But honestly, there's a ton of great bands with stupid names. But the bands are good, so you don't even think the name
about
is
it,
dumb.
yeah.
Also,
Bands
all the good
anyway.
names are taken. Death
Yeah.
is taken. So
What shows y'all been watching?
The Good Place.
Dude, I just started The Good Place.
It's
We're
really
like
good,
episode
right?
10. Yeah.
I
like it.
enjoy that show.
Black Mirror. Oh, I just finished Mindhunter. That was tight.
I heard it was good.
It was really good.
Pete and I watch a lot of anime. And I just got through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure season 4. I think I've been playing games more than I've been watching TV lately.
I've been watching a lot of Jeopardy because there's like...
Yo, it's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix, and then I've watched everything on Netflix.
Yeah. I
love Jeopardy.
And there's like 90 episodes on Hulu. So
That's
I
sick.
watched that. I rewatched The League recently.
Oh my god, so good. Like I feel like there's a really great show that I'm like halfway through and I just can't think.
Yeah,
of
the moment
anything
we
that-
stopped taping, we're gonna.
Like
add
Mr.
this-
Yeah.
Mr. Robot. Westworld season 2 let me down. I don't want to talk about it.
How long have you guys been playing together? You guys have been playing together for like 12
So
years.
as Hath 5 years. Me and AJ about 10 years. Me, AJ, and Pete about 7 years.
Well, me and you, when
Well,
did you
you
join
and
American
I-
Standard?
Um,
Had to have been like 5 years ago,
ish,
4.
yeah.
like 4 or 5 years ago, because it was around the same time.
It was after Hath started.
It was
Was
it was a little
Yeah, 'cause
after when
you
Hat
s-
started, I think.
That's their pop punk band. Is it even pop punk?
If anything, at this point, it's like a hard rock band. Do we plan on filming anything for Accursed?
I know that's one of the
Maybe.
ones that we've talked about it.
Playthrough or
I know that you and I have talked about doing like almost like a bass and drum playthrough for it.
I thought that would be cool to do like a video of like me and you, but then I don't know how interested people would necessarily be in a drum and bass video.
Yeah.
Say something.
Let us know if you want to see that.
Believe it or not, you guys have fans in Chile. What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty rad.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
Honestly, not a fan. I'm just kidding. I think it's great. I think Chile's awesome.
I still think it's really weird when we're talking about like shipping out shirts and it's like, oh, this one's got to go to Germany, this one's got to go to wherever, and like
and it's
and I'm
like,
like that's weird that there's
Yeah,
we're sending we're talking about
like customs forms,
yeah, we're talking about
like
customs
that's
forms
a T-shirt.
and international shipping, and we're like, man, like my next door neighbor doesn't even know that I play music, and like there are people in Germany who want to like buy our album.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer it like that.
Yeah. You had to do a 10-song cover album of non-metal songs, I'm assuming, in our style. Like, alright, so is it specific songs or is it like songs from an artist?
Just
I would
Like,
think
I would like to do songs from Sia, or I would want to do
I'll
this
accept-
specific
I
song.
would think
I would
go
accept
s-
either one. I speak on behalf of the person who asked.
Okay.
For me, I think if we're each gonna do two, for me it would probably be Voulez-Vous by ABBA. I think I would probably like to do The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. I know Tooth Grinder did a really good cover of that.
Okay, hear me out. What if we did a song from Dark Souls? And it was Sif's theme, but metal.
Death metal, and we'll get Derek from Macabre to play it.
Also, maybe Born to Die by Lana Del Rey.
I think you could do a really cool version of Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. And just like the verses be blasting, like, or a Sia song, any Sia song.
Elastic Heart would probably be really sick.
I feel
Blast
like
beats
Genie in a
and-
Bottle could work really well.
It probably could.
It probably could. This question just says, how brutal is it going to be?
Yeah, I don't know what they meant, but
How brutal is what going to be, my man?
how brutal is it going to be? Life is pretty brutal.
Yeah, life is pretty bleak and
Buckle in, buckaroo.
yeah.
What were your inspiration for the lyrics?
Yeah, some of the songs are influenced by Dark Souls. So, Dark Souls for some of the songs, not all of them, but not like literally, like, you know, loose interpretation. Some based on theories. Another other song was like based on a theory of something that might happen in the Song of Ice and Fire series. Nerdy shit. And then other songs are just like based on like people I know or like just, you know, ideas of things that could happen. That's the general gist of the lyrics.
We're going to play in Sweden. When are we going on a national tour? When are you coming back to Baltimore? Will you play Nashville? Any European gigs planned? LA wants you.
Nothing's planned, but soon.
Nothing's planned, but soon.
Nothing's planned, but soon.
Ask again later.
All signs point to.
All signs
Yeah,
point
do
to
that.
yes.
Call your local congressman.
Dweeb.
Do you have a favorite funk band?
Scary Pockets, Swift Technique. I don't know of any other ones.
I like the funk, the whole funk,
And nothing but the funk.
Oh, I don't have one. I couldn't tell you a funk band. I can tell you bands that look funky or sound funky.
Sound funky.
Last question. Why Greg so dumb? Because my mother drank when she was pregnant.
Well, that was all the questions we got asked. So if you want more of these, just ask them in the comments or Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm on Twitter. We're all over the goddamn place.
Check out Of Rotten Ruin if you haven't already.
We'll put links in the
Description below.
Oh, and if you haven't noticed, Pete's not here
Yeah.
because he lives far away from us.
If you want Pete to move closer to us, smash that like button.
Oh, smash that motherfucking like button.
What's up?
Splice Pete in here somewhere, like right.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sit-
do
just-
that.
Yeah, we'll splice them in right here.